Let's start with the departure of McDonald. He's been there since 2018. We had a chance to see what he can do. The last couple of years haven't pleased investors. Do you think this could potentially be a good change for the company?
I think it's a positive change. Look, I think Calvin did a great job in scaling the business into a global leader for a period of time, but I don't think he was the right leader at the right time for this business. And what we've seen is throughout the past year and a half, there have been constant promises of having diagnosed the problem, trying to figure out exactly what's not working, and then making small changes towards fixing that goal. And none of it has really served to reaccelerate the Americas. You can see in the report today, Americas was essentially in line with what we expected, but it was down year over year, and we just haven't really seen any of the product changes really make a difference. So I think what we need here is a harder reset, an outside perspective, maybe some larger scale changes that might take some more time to work out. And I think you just need a shakeup at this point to get some fresh ideas into the company.
We'll talk about sort of the performance of the company, both in terms of what we learned out of the earnings report today, but even in the quarters leading up to today. What is the state right now of Lululemon?
I think there's two sides of it. On the international side of it, things are growing. They have a lot of growth in China, a lot of opportunity there. But in the U.S., it's really been stagnant. And some of that might be a natural maturity. At a certain point, you do hit a revenue level where it just becomes harder to grow. But I do think there have been self-inflicted execution missteps. You can see it with some of the products that just aren't resonating. And it seems like they've tried a lot of different things, but nothing has really served to reignite that business. So I think we're at a point where you just need something different from a merchandise standpoint, and maybe something from a marketing and merchandising standpoint too. I think there just needs to be some fresh ideas because the U.S. business has essentially been stagnant for the better part of the last 2 years.
How much of this is Lululemon specific, and how much of this is just kind of the idea that a category that it effectively established, athleisure, is now being done by everybody, whether you're Nike or whether you're an off-brand company, everybody's got an athleisure lineup in one way or another?
The category is certainly a lot more mature than it's ever been. And if you think about what consumers are buying right now, I think there's also some fashion headwinds. Denim and jeans are making a comeback. Dressing up is making a comeback. We're not in that post-COVID world where everyone was wearing their leggings all day long, and that was kind of the fashion statement to make. So there's certainly some category challenges that everyone has to deal with. There's also more competition, as you mentioned. But I think that just goes to show companies like Alo in particular are doing fairly well right now. So even in a more mature category, there is opportunity if you can excite the consumer, if you can merchandise properly to still gain wallet share.
So I am curious. I know it's going to be probably some time before we learn who the permanent CEOs are going to be. But when you get to the conference call and you hear management have to explain why McDonald's leaving and sort of what the strategy is going forward, what do you think they can say today that might actually, provide a little bit more hope for investors?
I think it's going to be an admission that there were bigger picture challenges than just needing more core franchises or more color or more of a certain size. We need a fresh look at this business from an outside perspective, and I think they're hoping that by making this change now, we can have that sooner rather than later. So I think this is just kind of a hard reset, and that's what we've been hearing from investors, that they just want a hard reset of this business.